Hey friends, now we are focusing on the next module, which is text analysis in Microsoft Azure Foundry. Now remember, this is AI-901 course, and with respect to this course, text analysis is changed. This time we are going to focus on new Microsoft Foundry portal. So if you have focused on the labs which we have done in AZ900 or AI900 kind of courses earlier, make sure AI901 is having a new labs and you focus on the new labs as well as the new steps. So let's get started with this. Also, when I'm going to do this particular lab, I'm going to use my Microsoft Foundry portal. And if you also want to use the same text or the same samples which I'm using, you can just follow these links which are visible on this particular slide. So using this, you will be able to get some sample text, which you can use for different labs activities like summarization or sentiment analysis kind of things. Yes, I'm at my Foundry portal. As you can see right now, in my Foundry portal, I have already created a new project. So this is my Foundry project, which I've created. And as of now, I do not have any kind of an agents inside this. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to create a new agent first. And while creating an agent, there are chances that if your language model is not deployed, it will be deployed automatically. So I'm going to create an agent, and let's say I'm giving a name of this is my text analysis agent. I'm going to click on create, and this new agent is going to be created. There are chances that, as I said, if GPT 4.1 is not deployed, then it's going to deploy automatically. Now I can see GPT 4.1 is available as a model here. I have a simple instruction which is giving here that, okay, if you are creating a new agent, you please provide a proper instructions. Now I can simply say that you are an AI agent to help with text analysis. Now remember, this is the only instruction which I'm going to provide here. And I want to see that whether my language model is able to do the text analysis or not. Now, once this is changed, I'm just going to click on save right now. And then because I have done the changes and I have saved it, now it's the time I have to check whether my different text analysis activities are working or not. First, I'm going to start with analyzing sentiment. Let's say in this particular chat box, I'm going to paste a content. I'm saying that analyze the following review and determine whether the sentiment is positive, neutral, or negative. And this is what I'm trying to do. I have a full content which is saying that I spent several nights at the Riverside Heights Hotel during a fall trip, and the experience was outstanding from start to finish. Now, this is basically a content which I'm providing here. If I submit this, you can see it's showing me the sentiment of this review is positive. It's also showing me the reasons that we are using a word like outstanding, helpful, smooth, and relaxing. Basically, it is doing that. It's working. Now let me try one more. So let's say I'm just going to paste one more thing. I'm saying that what about this one? Now remember, this is your language model, which remember the context. So when I say what about this one, it understands that this time also I'm asking for sentiment analysis. I provided one more feedback here. And if I submit this one, it's mentioning that I was disappointed with my visit with the harbor view in earlier this year. And you can see saying this is a negative sentiment. And it's also showing me that the words like I was disappointed, the longer than usual kind of a staff response, which was expected, felt rushed and unhelpful. This shows me that this is a negative one. Now you can also try some of the contents from your side to check whether this sentiment analysis is working or not. Now, once this is done, the another topic which is important in text analysis is extracting named entities. Now, let's say this time I'm adding a content like this that lists the names entities mentioned in this text. And you can see I have a text which is like, welcome to Global Innovation Workshop. We're excited to host sessions in London, Toronto, Chicago, Austin, the spring. Visit our event page for the specific dates, venue, and city details. Now, when I added this content, it's showing me that you actually have 5 named entities here. First one is basically an event or an organization name, which is saying Global Innovation Workshop, which is obviously an event name. And for all other 4 words like London, Toronto, Chicago, and Austin, it's actually showing me that this is either a location or a city kind of a thing, which is perfect. Same way, let's try text summarization. One of the most useful text analysis feature is text summarization. I'm adding this here, the summarize the following meeting transcript in a single paragraph. Now, if you're also using MS Teams and you have a transcript of your meeting, you can put it here and you can try this. Just add one liner, summarize the following meeting transcript in a single paragraph. And then if I do this, this is a meeting between multiple people here. So you can see each one is saying something and it's showing me a summarization of that during the meeting, the team is discussed about potential retreat locations initially considering Chicago and Nashville for convenience, but then concern about high cost in Chicago led Carlos to suggest Phoenix is a better alternative due to the earlier flights and greater flexibility. Basically, it's a summary of this particular content. Now, obviously, these things are actually working fine. You can try different text summarization or text analysis kind of features here, and it's going to give you a proper response with this because your language model is capable enough to do that. Now, one simple question which people ask me is, Maruti, what happened to that Azure AI language service, which was there in the older Foundry portal, or which we have used with even Azure portal? Well, if you have used that thing, I have a good news for you. In this new Foundry portal, Microsoft has changed all the AI services as tools. Now you're going to have something which is known as Foundry tools, and you can use this kind of a specialized Foundry tools for a specific service. Let me show you that part now. In this case, I'm just going into my build section. When I click on build section, it's basically going to show you that what kind of agents you have created. I have created one agent, so that's here. I can go to the left side section where you have models, and it's going to show me what models I have deployed. Models are also visible here. In the same section of models, you can see there is a tab called AI services. And if you click on AI services, your speech services, your language services, translation services, and content understanding services are available here as tools. Yes. So let me try some of the language services because this is what we are trying to understand right now. So I'm going to use, let's say, language detection service right now. So I'm just going to click on this one, Azure Language Service, which is language detection, and I'll click on Open in Playground. Remember, this is something which can work with your GPT 4.1 as well, but I'm just trying to see the separate language service here. And if I click on this View Model Details, I'll be able to see the details of this model as well. Like you can see, this is a specific model which they have created for language detection only, which is obviously going to be much cheaper than your GPT 4.1. Okay, so now as you can see here, I'm choosing the language detection service, and in this one, I have some samples which are available. Now let me try that. First, I'm going to pick a language like, let's say I'm choosing Hindi because I'm speaking Hindi. So it's mentioning something here like, "Aap kahan ja rahe hain?" Now let me click on detect, and it's going to show me that yes, there are 97% confidence score is visible that this is Hindi. Great. Now, let me just try some other things. I'm clicking on edit. Let me try French, and I'm going to click on detect. It's saying, yeah, this is French, 100% confidence score, which is identified. And same way, if this is working fine, I can even try with my own text as well. Now, let's say I'm going to click on edit once again, and instead of this, I'm going to put some text which I have in my computer. I'm just putting this particular text. I don't know which language is this. And if I click on detect, it's showing me this is Spanish, and it's showing me that this is something which is available. So this is how it is working fine. Now, if the language detection is working, you can see in the drop down you have PII detection and redaction is also available. Now, PII stand for personally identifiable information. Basically, sometimes you have to remove this personal identifiable information from your content before you actually process your data for any AI system. This language model helps you with that. Now, let's say you can see here, this is text PII redaction model. And if I click on this, I have some kind of samples available. Let's say there is a banking detail of a person, and I want to make sure that the personal details of this person has to be removed from this. So I'm going to click on detect here, and it's going to identify that, okay, all these are personal details. The person name, the date, accountant. So basically his role is actually his profession is mentioned, accountant. Then your security number, date of birth, phone number. These are the personal identifying information, which is basically detected. Same way, I can also click on edit, and I can say that, let's say there's a medical report, and I want to click on detect, and it's showing me that it's detecting the person, age, whether this is a patient or not, and then in each of this, you can see right now it's saying the patient word is something which is removed here, the date, the passport number, or maybe the supervisor of that particular person. All these things are those details which we have to hide. If I turn on this toggle, which is saying redact PII, then automatically it's going to be hidden, and this content is going to be not having any personally identifiable information inside this. So this is how it is working. Now remember, whatever APIs, whatever tools or language services which you're using right now, all of these are integrated with a JSON response. So it's going to show you the exact JSON response which is coming from that. as well as you will also find an specific code in a specific programming language of your choice. You can see we have Python, JavaScript, C Sharp, and Java. And this kind of syntax is available where you can easily integrate your service endpoint key, and then you can just implement the logical executions of this PII recognition example. Now, this is a sample code which is visible, which you can understand if you are a developer, but this is how it is working. I hope you understood this text analysis video here. That's it for this particular lab activity. I hope you can try this thing with different examples. And if you want, you can try with some other services as well. That's it from my side. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.